For a bit of context, this actually happened to one of my friends. At the time, we'll call her Morgan. Now, Morgan was 11 years old at the time of the story. Now, I can't remember exactly where this took place, but let's say it took place sometime in 2008. This was when YouTube was only a few years old at the time. So Morgan at 11 years old was pretty much on her computer browsing and playing games when she was talking to one of her friends on Skype. Now, at the time, she was pretty young and her parents let her have Skype as long as she followed some rules and went from there. As she was talking to her friend on Skype and they were talking and stuff, that's when Morgan noticed something in her friend's room. It looked like a small figure, maybe about 4 feet tall or so. It looked like a kid, and at first she thought that it could have been her friend's little brother. Is that your little brother? Morgan asked. Of course, her friend looked and said, I don't see anything. What are you talking about? Whatever that figure did that Morgan looked at, it was standing still, not saying anything or doing anything. That's when Morgan's friend looked again and she did see something. But apparently the figure was all black, so she couldn't see any facial features. Of course, Morgan went to go get her mom and told her that something was in her friend's house. But by the time her mom came back, her friend had disappeared. The figure was nowhere to be found, and it was very strange. They reported the missing of Morgan's friend to the police, and it turns out that Morgan's friend had somehow disappeared without a trace. There's no evidence as to break-in or anything like that. Why Morgan's dad isn't there is another story, but it really kind of confuses Morgan as to why that figure would suddenly be there and disappear. Could it be possible that the figure was responsible for this disappearance? That really still frightens her to this day, and still to this day Morgan even wonders, what was that figure doing there? Could it be something paranormal or something much worse? That was something that Morgan still to this day has no idea, and it still frightens her even today. She even wonders if it was paranormal or not, but at the same time, she comes to the realization that it could have been that it was paranormal. Whatever it was definitely never seen again, and this really confuses her to this day as to what this figure was doing and stuff. It really confuses her to this day, but she does not even know what to expect now. It still boggles her mind every now and then, even though she's an adult. But since then, she has not thought about this story since. My parents used to know a couple that lived in the same area as they were. Of course, this was around maybe 2014 or something. And this was around that time when social media started really taking off. What really surprised is that there was something about an area that didn't sound really right. The area they lived in wasn't really the best, nor was the terrible, but it definitely was an area that it wasn't so great at the time. At the time of the story this happened, they obviously have no idea what to really think. They still to this day can't really describe. Now, the couple that my parents used to know, I'm going to call them Darcy and Andy. Darcy and Andy had been living together for about 20 years, and since they were in their early 60s, this took place back then. Now, Darcy and Andy were pretty much in the process of getting ready to move out to another city due to a better job opportunity. It was one night when Randy was in his bedroom waiting for his wife to finish. Andy was ready for his wife to finish. As Andy was waiting, he all of a sudden saw that the closet door was beginning to open by itself. He walked up to the closet door and looked in there, and there was nobody in there. So, what was causing it to move was obviously a really weird question. He didn't even see anybody, so he thought that maybe his mind was playing things and closed the closet door. 10 minutes later, as soon as Darcy came into the bedroom, that's when Andy said that there was something moving the door open. That's when she looks in there, and she says she couldn't find anyone in there. So whatever was going on was obviously either some sort of trick or something else. That wasn't until maybe at least while they were sleeping. Andy woke up and went to use the bathroom. As Andy came out, he saw that the closet door was open again, and this time he closed it. As soon as he closed it, the door suddenly swung open, waking Darcy up. Darcy asked him what was going on, and of course that's when Randy said that it wasn't him, that something really opened the window. Well, the closet door. They obviously didn't even know what to think of, and they only stayed in that house for at least 2 more weeks before they moved. Obviously, this had scared them pretty much, but they are not sure as to who or what was making that closet door open. Whatever can be described as what they have experienced that night was completely paranormal. So this story is not really a one that make you jump out of your seat, but it's definitely one that really stuck with a few of my friends. A few of my friends went to a carnival, and this was around sometime in 2017. It was during the summer, so it was pretty busy. One of my friends, which we'll call him by the name Michael, was around at the time, around maybe college year. Michael was with his friends, and they were obviously having a fun time. They obviously went on a few rides, ate some food, and they played a couple games, and they were having a very fun time. Nothing strange or abnormal really happened during their time, but they just love to do carnivals when they can. Obviously, Michael had got a new promotion at his job, so he decided to take his friends to the carnival where they could have as much fun as they want. However, though, throughout the photos he has taken, there was definitely one photo that really stood out to him. Now, he was going through his photos after the carnival, maybe about a day or two after, and as he was going through his photos, he ended up picking up one of the photos that looked really strange. It was a picture of his girlfriend with her 2 friends, and they were standing in front of one of the rides they went on. However, as he looked closely, he could see that there was a faint image of someone. Now, this faint image happened to be a woman, looking like maybe she was in her 20s, and she looked distressed. Obviously, he showed his girlfriend and his friends that he went with to the carnival the picture with the woman in it. They were shocked, as they said they didn't see any woman there. But what's strange enough is that neither of them had even known this woman. It really is strange knowing that there was something paranormal going on, but however, they didn't even sense or anything. Michael still has no idea to this day who this woman was or if there was any story behind it. But it really makes him wonder, could this woman have been paranormal, or was she actually a real woman? That still boggles his mind to this day.